I'm sure all of you witnessed what happened in the chamber. It is very clear that we have an intolerant majority in our parliament. When they introduce any matter for discussion, they behave like the Nana Kasapreko. Okasa Obi Nkebi. And that is the kind of majority we are having in Ghana's 9th parliament. The speaker called Honorable Ernest Kumi, MP for Akwatia, to make his statement. The majority leader introduced a so-called legal argument without even finding out what legal processes Mr. Kumi has filed in court. The mischief he wanted to create was to the effect that no, Mr. Kumi should not be allowed to make his statement. When he realized that there were superior arguments against him, the NDC now resorted to disruption, confusion, and their usual noise making. The practice is that when you make your argument, you sit quietly and allow your colleague opposite to also make his argument. But what did we see? The majority chief whip interrupted me, and when they realized again that their arguments before the House, those arguments were being defeated, the majority leader himself now got up and shouted, "Mr. Speaker, adjourn." We saw what happened. This is a kind of democracy the NDC wants to practice in Parliament. Today, the NDC is saying that members of Parliament should respect the court. These were the people who were insulting, using unprintable words, just because they disagreed with the Supreme Court ruling in October 2024. We are decent Democrats. It's the reason why we have resorted to lawful processes in addressing our dissatisfaction with the conduct of the Koforidua High Court judge. We have not used unprintable words against this person, and we will not. But let me give you some information. I believe earlier in the week, my colleague Jerry Ahmed led a press conference and actually shared with you a chronology of events and a chronology of processes filed at the Supreme Court, as well as the very High Court. I would rely on same without wasting your time. But just to briefly put it, that one, there was an application pending before the court, which application sought to stay proceedings. Any fair judge will want to determine that stay of proceedings application before going ahead to hear the substantive matter. The court ignored the stay of proceedings. On the day in question, Mr. Kumi had written to the court for permission. The court again ignored. As we speak, no court process has been served on Mr. Kumi. Neither has any process been served on the Speaker of Parliament, nor the clerk to Parliament. I am the leader of our side. I haven't been invited into a meeting where I have been told that the process has been filed, has been served. So I don't know what the NDC is up to. Again, upon hearing of the decision of the court, Mr. Kumi calls his lawyers to file an appeal and followed it up with a stay of execution of the orders of the court. It is tried knowledge that once a stay of execution process has been filed, the court would have to determine it. So what are we talking about here? Meanwhile, there is another process before the Supreme Court, praying the court to make an order of prohibition and certiorari to quash the earlier orders of the courts. Isn't it also tried that per the laws of Ghana, when an election result is declared, the outcome of an election is declared. After the declaration, the next stage is the Gazette. It is only upon gazetting that an aggrieved party may have to file a process in court, petitioning the court and challenging the outcome of the election. And this is supposed to be done within 21 days. The so-called application, which was filed by the opponent of Mr. Ernest Kumi, was not an election petition. Meanwhile, the court claimed that it had taken judicial notice of a press conference of the EC to the effect that the results have been gazetted. So it is going ahead to treat it as an election petition. Now, if you're treating it as an election petition, you have to make a preliminary determination, which is the security for costs. All these things have not been done. We wonder why the judge will go on the path he has chosen to go. But as law-abiding citizens, we will continue to use the judicial processes for justice. As for the NDC, if they think that today they are using Ernest Kumi to do politics, today is Friday, we are reminding them that next week Thursday, the president will be coming to the chamber. We are reminding them, they've forgotten that they are in government. We are reminding the NDC. So, if today they are the avant-garde of the rule of law, we've heard, good. On Thursday, there are other matters of social justice in the country that perhaps they have overlooked. So if they are showing us the path of social justice and the rule of law, we have heard them. From Tuesday, we, the minority, God willing, will also begin the process of bringing to the fore all the issues that the government must undertake to bring social justice in our country. And we will not limit it to Tuesday. We'll go on Wednesday, go on Thursday, Friday, and we'll continue until all the issues of social justice are addressed. So we thank them for forcing an adjournment today. We thank the NDC majority caucus. We thank them. These are useful lessons. Thank you very much.